I guess a lot of information wasn't given out because obviously we wanted to get the right information out, the accurate information out, and it was a very fluid situation initially. We knew the suspect was in the residence. We actually had verbal contact with the individual. However, we didn't know how many people were in the residence, and that was just unfolding as we moved forward with the investigation. Our folks did a great job of containing the scene immediately, and so there was nobody going in and nobody going out immediately upon us broaching the situation. So we just wanted to understand what was going on behind closed doors at that particular situation, and we didn't know that for several hours, and we still are investigating, obviously, this morning.
Chief, have you been able to establish the timeline? In other words, was Sergeant Harley the first one at the door, as far as you know, followed by the constable?
So what would have happened is there was an initial approach to the building, and then Sergeant Harley would have been at the door and stepped back, and then the other members approached.
I'm trying to figure out if he was at the door, how was he shot in the back, and did that shot come through the closed door?
That hasn't been confirmed. Further investigation will determine that, but what we believe right now is that shots came through the door initially, and when he first heard an exchange, he turned.
So you believe the suspect was a man found in the basement?
I'm sorry?
Do you believe the suspect was a man found in the basement?
That's what we believe, yes.
Was he a arrest warrant for this bullying of the Edmonton family? Talk a bit more about that.
No, there was an arrest warrant for a bylaw, and he was being served with some documentation on the criminal harassment.
You had 8 officers there. Does that reflect the concern that you had, that your officers had going to the house, and maybe prior concerns you had about this suspect?
No, there was no believed threat when they attended the residence.
Do you believe that he was preparing for police to come there? It seems as if it was almost like an ambush.
No, I wouldn't compare it to an ambush, but I would say he would be aware that the police were trying to breach the residence.
The suggestion has been made that Mr. Raditz is somehow, or was somehow affiliated with Freeman on the land. Can you confirm that?
We have absolutely no information to that extent.
Couple more questions?
Why 8 officers for calling that?
That wouldn't be unusual. When you're going to arrest an individual, it's a serious criminal offense, and so that wouldn't be an unusual situation.
Can you touch on the overwhelming response? I mean, even just looking at this now, very powerful. You said that you heard from police agencies across the country. How touching is that?
It's extremely touching. I think it demonstrates the support that I think Canadians and Edmontonians hold for their police. I mean, I don't think we see this outpouring on a daily basis. I think it's very comforting, it's very supporting to get that level of engagement and support by the community, and I think it's very helpful. I think it's helpful to the family. I think it's helpful to all the members of the Edmonton Police Service, both civilian and sworn, and I think it helps us through this tragedy, and it helps us understand the value of what we do every day in this city.
One more?
Constable Woodall wasn't wearing the vest, but it wasn't activated?
No, it did. None of the bullets hit the vest. Is what when we say engaged, it did not. None of the bullets hit the vest.
Chief, is this the entry into the home, is this a tactical entry, or did they just knock on the door and shots started firing?
It would be a tactical entry, and not a tactical entry in the traditional sense. They were breaching the front door, and shots commenced thereafter.
No-knock warrant?
No, it was not a no-knock warrant.
So when you say breaching, though, do you mean that he just knocked on the door, or he actually started to push the door open?
Well, in all cases, we would initially announce our presence, knock on the door. When that did not occur, when nobody came to the door, then we would breach the door, and we had authority to breach the door.
You thought that their bullets had come through the door. Did any officers ever make it through the door inside?
No.
Had it opened at all?
No.
Can you clarify for me the documents he was being served with? There was
Promise to appear.
a promise
Yep.
for a bylaw infraction?
No, for criminal harassment.
And then there was also a bylaw matter as well?
There was an outstanding bylaw warrant.
And what was the bylaw matter?
You know, I don't know what it is. I can certainly get that information for you.
Last question?
You mentioned last night, speaking with the new widow. Can you tell us any more about your discussions with her?
Not really. I mean, it's obviously a very solemn time. It was a very difficult time, I think, for everybody there. She's going through an extremely difficult and unimaginable situation. She's got 2 very young children. She's got a lot of support, neighbors, friends. Not a lot of family here, unfortunately. The EPS family is obviously there. She mentioned to me last night she was overwhelmed by the amount of support she was getting. A very busy household last night, a very busy household today, but an extremely difficult time for them. Obviously, the children were sleeping last night, and they were going to be told this morning.